Do not measure yourself by success, failure, or a degree. Measure your life by the dreams you have. It will become beautiful eventually. Do not measure yourself by success, failure, or a degree. Measure your life by the dreams you have. It will become beautiful eventually.
COVID situation that we have, you need to protect yourself and protect the casualty from cross-infection. So if you have somebody you are helping, you need to put your mask on and put the mask well. So you hold it from the handles, then you fit it in on the ears like this, and then you fit the nose area well. For those who have specs, if you don't fit this area well, some kind of cloudiness may be seen on the spec, so that's why you fit this area well, and then you ensure the casualty is also masked, so that will prevent cross-infection from you and the casualty. And again, you need to practice hand hygiene. You need to sanitize your hand before helping the casualty and also after helping the casualty. This will help to prevent the cross infections. But there are circumstances where you don't have the mask or the casualty do not have the mask. What you need to do, you can get a clean clothing which is heavy or a towel, and you cover the mouth area of the casualty, and then you continue with the chest compressions only so that there is no cross infection. So you cover the casualty's mouth with a blanket or a heavy clothing and continue with chest thrust only, or you use the CPR mask to give the rescue breath and follow with chest compressions. But always you remember that most of the first aid you can give even without being closer to the casualty, by just telling the casualty to do what's supposed to be done. So things like controlling bleeding, you just tell the casualty to apply pressure on their own, and they can use the bandage to tie without you getting closer to the casualty. So where you can keep physical distance, you need to keep that physical distance to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Well, first aid tips there. Now let's get to your feedback after that interview alongside Musalia Mudavadi, and this is Wafula Kalista, who says, I expected him and the rest of the NASA counterparts to assume opposition rules and put the government on a check, but they have really disappointed me by following Uhuru and Raila. And JM says Musalia had good reasons to resist BBI, but eventually he supported it, and it appears like all his concerns were addressed. I feel a disappointment, lots of disappointments this morning. Another one says if he is seriously contesting for presidency, then the issue of One Kenya alliance is a premature. Ruto will buy Kalonzo and the alliance will die a natural death. And Musa Muhisa says, yes, this one interesting. Musa Muhisa says, Dr. Muhisa Kitui entrant on 2022 bid is alarming, and Musalia could have reached him at this point. Why has he ignored, and is he like he wants to have a contest with him, or is it like he wants to have a contest with him? Will he really win the Western vote if the two will be on ballot papers? Lewis Brown asks his thoughts on TVET institutions, which were aimed to aid in self-employment, whereas, as per the curriculum, industrial attachment is one of the essential units, basing on the fact that we have 2.5 million population, which is increasing in 40% rate in every intake. The likes of Babu Kennedy also asking the key questions as to the role of Musalia Mudavadi and his position as an economist, if at all he is, so they ask. And Yes, Nicholas Kiroi says it's always about the Luhya unity instead of Kenya unity. How then do we get to change the conversation? So much of your feedback, well, we might not be able to go through all of them. We certainly hope to proceed and push them to the right ears. And importantly, we seek to have Honorable Musalia Mudavadi for a more expounded session as we look more into the politics of the day. We close it at that, and we look at what is happening on the roads. That is closing at that as to that interview. And what is happening on the roads briefly. Not much of traffic this morning. Well, it is Tuesday, and yes, we do not dwell much because then you realize there's really no cause for alarm. This is around Westlands in Nairobi. As you can see, some tenets of traffic as you move to these sides of Kikuyu, but then again, it's pretty much moving, so to speak. There's some bits of traffic, but it is moving, as you can see right there. And this here is Mombasa Road. Let's see what Mombasa Road looks like. All the way from this side of Mlolongo and going down, you find some tenets of traffic and roadworks ongoing along Mombasa Road. And so you'd expect it to get jammed up somewhere. But then again, it eases up, as you can see, as you get to connect to the sides of the Southern Bypass. The Southern Bypass doesn't look as ugly this morning, though some tenets of traffic is actually not so much, like what happens on the Southern Bypass. So that tells you it's because of the traffic maybe around Mombasa Road, and so as you get to connect, you find these tenets of traffic. But down on the other side, it is evidently clear this morning. And going down to the capital center, you see that there is a traffic on Mombasa Road. So if you're taking Mombasa Road, it's not looking so good this morning. As you can see, there's the capital center, and it's quite heavy. As you proceed to the city, get to connect to Lusaka Road and Langata Road on this side, evidently there's so much of traffic, and so you might experience a bit of a delay if taking that direction. And on this other side also, you realize there's so much traffic. This is Langata Road going all the way down. It doesn't look so rosy on Langata Road too, and this roadworks here probably could be informing this, as you can see. And connecting to Mbagathi Road is also Mbagathi Way. It's also much of traffic, as you can see, and going all the way down to the Kenyatta National Hospital. As you connect to Ngong Road, it's pretty much jammed up, along Ngong Road, but not as bad as you'd probably expected. So if you're taking such direction, you expect to have or experience some tenets of delays, as you can see right there. And on this other side, Gitanga Road is all rosy this morning as you're going to and from Kawangware, as you can see right here, and connecting to the likes of Kingara Road, which is pretty much of an ease, and James Gishuri going all the way down, where you come to connect to around that is Westlands. Right before that, Lavington is not looking so bad. Kilelesho, as you can see, pretty much of an ease. Let's proceed down to these sides where you connect to the ABC place. That is when you get to Waiyaki Way, as you can see. Some tenets of traffic around Waiyaki Way, and therefore you know what it is that you expect this morning. If you are to step out, kindly do so as early as now, because the roads are not looking so friendly this morning. As you can see, there is so much of traffic within the CBD. Moi Avenue not looking so bad as you're getting into the city. Briefly on what is happening on Thika Road. Thika Road is ugly this morning. As you can see, there's so much traffic as you proceed to town around Kenya Utalii College there. It's quite jammed up, and coming all the way from this beat of Steamer Club around Survey there, it's quite heavy, and so you expect it to be locked for a moment, or to be climbed up somewhere around Thika Road for quite a while before you proceed to your destination. Kiambu Road is pretty much cool this morning. As you can see, it's easy, and so if you're taking Kiambu Road, no cause for alarm also applies. On this other side, it looks all good, and so it's not so good on the roads this morning. There's tenets of traffic, and now I understand maybe the early mornings in most cases you'll not find traffic, but when it comes to around 8 there, then traffic is evidently there. This is Moi Air Base around Githurai and those sides. Some tenets of traffic. This is Juja Road. Yes, there's also traffic along Jogo Road and also along Juja Road. So if you're taking that direction or those directions, then such is what it is that you expect. You can see also around Outer Ring, as you connect to these roads, the traffic is equally there. So anything that plays out also, I'll be here to make sure that you are updated. But as of now, we now cross over to matters lifestyle. Remember, it's all about beauty and taking care of your skin. So we're having that laser hair removal process at the Timeless Medical Spa, and Paris will be taking us through that. So we leave it to you to check that out and probably maybe take advantage of the same. Asante sana, it was good having you. I leave you with that clip. Well, every week it gets bigger and better, more intense, but with extra effective. Still at the Timeless Medical Spa, Paris joins me alongside Sharon, yes. So they will be taking us through the laser process, right?
Yes.
Laser or laser?
Laser. However, well, depending where you come from, you see my pronunciation. Me and Makiku are the wrong person to ask for pronunciation.
We were colonized by the British, so we have a lot of Z.
Yes.
So we can say laser and we're forgiven.
Okay.
But the spelling is S-A-S-E-R, right?
Yeah.
As an S-E-R. All right. That depends on where you come from.
Exactly.
And here we are. So getting to the treatment, very important that you understand that you need to take care of yourself. You need to look good. You need to smell good. You need to have that confidence. There's no better way of having the confidence other than just making sure that you have, that face that glows so well. You have your armpits well taken care of. You have your entire skin well taken care of. And boom, thank us later.
I like that. So today I have my model here who will be treating her skin today. We're doing two things. One, we're going to be doing a hair removal on the armpit.
Okay.
I don't know about you. If you're like me, I react to waxing. Waxing is very good, but some people just react to it.
Okay.
I am one of those people. So if you are one of those people watching us and you can't do waxing, you can do laser shaving, the kawaida wembe kushave,
yes.
Because some people will get the bump after that. This is the treatment for you.
Right.
Another thing, I like to say this, there's always the 5% that laser doesn't work for whatever reason. It won't work. However, laser can be, and it's a very strong word, can be a permanent solution for someone who doesn't want hair on their armpit, their pubic hair, or even beard.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a solution. So we're going to be starting there, and then we're going to do the face. I know a lot of people, when they have laser treatment, they just know hair removal.
Right.
And they assume, okay, I don't need to do hair removal, so I don't need laser treatment. It can also be done for skin rejuvenation. For her, as you can see, she has nice skin. So, but we're still going to be doing laser. What do you want to guess why I'm going to be doing laser on her face? I like to sometimes do a little quiz here and there.
She's not as hairy as I might be, and so I'm wondering why.
Exactly, for collagen induction. Okay. So when we do laser, what is laser first of all? Laser, it's actually light emitted. Yeah, and then when that light is emitted, it turns into energy, and that energy goes to something called chromophore in the skin, and depending with what we are treating. Now let's start by the armpit. It's better I explain before we start the treatment. Now in the armpit, we're going to be targeting chromophore melanin. Then the laser is attracted to the melanin, and then it goes to the hair shaft and kill the hair from the root. Are we together?
Right.
Then on the face, we're going to be targeting chromophore that is in the skin, which is protein. Then when we go there, we stimulate the fibroblast, and then she'll have increased collagen on her face. That is where we want to have a youthful face, which look plumped up. You know what I mean? If you have fine line, they look suppressed a little bit. If you're trying to prevent fine line, then laser rejuvenation is very good for you.
Does she come to this place frequently? She looks rejuvenated. I don't know why I have a feeling like a person who's had her face worked in proper.
Let's just say this. She's a woman who takes good care of her skin.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right?
It works, man.
So that is what we'll be doing today. So as I was saying, then there's so many things you can treat with laser, including hyperpigmentation. But you have to be very careful when you go for laser treatment when it comes to hyperpigmentation. Sometimes the issue could get worse before it get better, and so a lot of clients get frustrated because, and depending with the laser being used also, you could even get worse post hyperpigmentation after laser as opposed to treating it. So it's very important that you ask a lot of questions, the laser being used, and how many times you have to do it before you get the result that you desire. Like I said, we also treat with laser the facial hairs. Like a lot of women you'll find these days, as you get older, because of hormonal imbalance, you start getting facial hairs. Now, instead of just keeping on plucking them, because the more you pluck them, the more sometimes new one develop. Laser, it's a very good way of suppressing that, because you know what is laser, by the way? I explained what is laser, but how does it work? This is how the laser work. The hair growth has 4 stages. There's what we call, I will use language that everybody can understand. When the hair is growing, then there's when the hair is resting, then there's when the hair is actually dead. And that's when you find that you wake up in the morning and you find there's little hair on your blanket or your sheets. It means that that hair was going to fall off anyway. Or when you go to wash your hair, you find you're being left with some hair behind. So the laser will only treat, it's very important that we understand this. The laser will only treat the hair that is on growth mode. If it's on resting mode, it's not going to be targeted. If it's going to be dead hair, it's not going to be treated. And that's why you can do only one treatment and say, voila, I don't have hair. It takes about 6 to 12 treatments to see the effect of laser. So you have to be very patient. It is a relationship that we start together and we see it through after 12 treatment. And then you move to maintenance. All right, so I'm gonna start the treatment. I'm not gonna keep on explaining. Let's do action. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
So I'm gonna kindly ask you to put, oh, there, you see? This one is a very good one.
One that does it very not much of struggle. Or it's because
Some people just make good client. They just, and before we do this, the laser is already set. We're going to wear glasses. Why are we wearing goggles? Because these are to protect our eyes. Remember, what is laser? Laser again is radiation emitted, yeah? So we do not want for it to go where it shouldn't go. So we have to protect, yes, we have to protect her eyes. If we were treating under the eye, then we would put smaller ones. But because now we are treating here and we are treating the face, so we're gonna put those goggles and we're gonna ask her to keep her eyes shut at all times.
Okay.
Mine will be open because I'm doing the treatment, but my goggles are different than hers. Hers are dark, as you can see. They are dark, yeah? So, and Shalom has to wear, and also because you're not wearing goggles, we need you to really stay away from the lasers.
Okay.
You can be asking questions, but stay away from the lasers, right?
Is this away?
Yeah. Yes, you're very much away.
Alright.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna start the treatment, and I don't know whether the cameraman can see me. Tell me if I need to put my hair off my face. Please let me know so that you're able to see what I'm doing. Let me tuck my hair behind. So, is it on? I'm gonna start now. And as you can see, the laser is being emitted. Remember, before you come for your hair removal, you need to shave your armpit at least a day or 2 before you come. Another thing, avoid scrubbing your skin before laser treatment. Also, avoid using any active ingredient product. Avoid any skin lightening product. These are all things you should avoid using few days before you come for your laser treatment.
Is it painful?
It's a little uncomfortable, but not painful because it's a heat. You can feel the heat being emitted into your skin, right? Now, how does the laser work? It works using something we call wavelength. So, and the darker the skin, the better the laser treatment. Because remember, we said it's targeting melanin in the skin, and then it's driven into the hair shaft to treat it from the root. So we're going to do what we call passes. I have to do and stop the laser, look at her skin just to make sure that her skin is taking it in well, because we don't want to continue doing the treatment if our client is suffering. Are you okay? Are you comfortable? We can continue? We can continue. All right, so we're going to do another pass now. You're feeling it, aren't you? I can see you fidgeting a little bit because, of course, the second pass you feel it. The first pass, it was easier because we didn't put it high. We put it higher now because we felt that you can handle it. But if you want us to reduce, we can reduce it. Okay. Okay, stop it again. It's always good to keep on, just to, you stop, you observe your client's skin. Even though she's saying she's good, I don't take her word for it. I have to use my training to tell me whether she can handle another pass or do we stop it at 2. And I think
How many passes?
3, it's normal, it depends. But for her, because it's in the armpit and she seemed to have coarse hair, I think 3 would be good. Now, another good question you've asked, how many courses? It depends with your hair type. Did you know there's different kind of hair type, yes?
Okay.
There's hair that is fair, there's hair that is coarse, there's hair that, you know what I mean? So if you have coarse hair, of course, we might have to do this. And how laser work? It first change the hair. Say, for example, you had coarse hair, thick hair. It will change it to thin hair. Then it started, yes, and then it disappear. So sometimes you might not get the permanent hair removal, but you might find that it slowed the growth of hair. That you're not having to shave as often, or if you had coarse hair, now it's a little bit like fur. You know what I mean? Yeah, which is easier to manage.
So how long would it take for it to grow, the hair to grow afresh?
Normally the hair will take about, that's why we can only do this treatment for 6 weeks. The hair cycle normally is about that time, every 6 weeks to sometimes 8 weeks. So this treatment should be done. Somebody should come at least every 6 weeks or every 4 weeks, but not before that. Yeah, because you have to give time for hair. Yes, remember I said that you only treat the hair that is on growth mode. So I really feel she's gotten a very good treatment. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cool this part down with ice pack. Can I have the ice, please? We're just going to cool it down for her. Can I have a towel? It's a bit wet. Are you okay? It's gonna be cold. I'm just warning you. Okay. I'm gonna put an ice pack on you, from heat to cold. But that helps. Yeah, and sometimes if your client is super sensitive on the laser, you could also ice them before you start the laser. It also helps. But our laser that we're using, it has cooling mechanism inside. We have lasers that are old-fashioned lasers. They're not old-fashioned, even some that have to use cooling. When I'm doing laser, somebody else is cooling the skin. They all work the same. It's just different company, do different. Yes. So that's it. I know she's freezing now from the heat. She's like, now, woman, you're freezing me. But that help for her to, to calm the skin. We're then going to apply something called sensibilities. Again, this hydrate the skin. A hydrated skin heal better. Remember, what is laser doing? We're doing hair.
What is laser doing actually? For a moment, I'm like, the place is brightened up in a way.
So now it's first of all we were doing hair removal, but at the same time it is also treating the skin around it. And so remember we said it rejuvenate, it stimulate the collagen, and so that you can have fuller, your skin is gonna be more, what is the word I'm looking for, youthful. If it was getting stretch mark, that can be minimized using these. So now before you come to the laser, it's also important that you hydrate your skin. If you drink water, it would help. If you didn't drink water before you come, drink a lot of water after. A hydrated skin heal better, because remember, we are causing injury for the skin to heal. And we are actually treating the hair shaft from the root. So you can imagine that heat went that deep. So it's very important that she hydrates. And what I've applied there is also to prevent any infection, if any, yeah? So that armpit is done for another 6 weeks. She can book appointment after 1 month and she can come for a follow-up treatment, yeah? So I'm gonna go on the other side now. Yeah.
This process, how long would it take? Like approximately how much time?
Well, it depends with how much hair do you have, did you shave before you come, and How is your pain tolerance? I have one of the best model here who's not saying stop, start.
It's because she's on screen or what?
You trust me, some people, you fire the laser immediately, stop fast, please reduce. So she's handling it very good. So she's making this very easy. Yes. So we're gonna start firing the laser again on the other side. Sarah, can you turn your, no, the other way. Like so, like go towards that side more. And then turn. Perfect. Perfect. So then you look at it very good. You started it. So we're gonna start this side now. And remember, you can do this also for whole body. You know, there's some people who are very hairy the whole body. This is also another treatment you can do. But you have to come prepared because it takes long. Again, another important thing, when you go to have your laser done, very important to ask what sort of laser are you using? What is the name of your laser?
Why?
Because not every laser that is good for dark skin. Right now we're in Africa, right? So who are we dealing with more? Africans, right? The laser I have, it can treat all skin type. But if you went and made a mistake of using a laser that is not meant for dark skin, you could find yourself having issues. So very important to ask question of what is the laser that you're using? You know, read about that laser, understand how it works. It wouldn't hurt you. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can even go ahead and even ask where is it manufactured. I think clients are very shy to ask these questions, but it doesn't hurt. I'm gonna stop because I can tell she's getting a bit wary of it, so just give her a little break. Are you okay?
Yes.
Can we continue?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we're starting again. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna ice that again. Cool her skin down. You okay? So after this now, again we apply our sensibilities to just make sure that we're hydrating the area. There's no any infection that can happen. But you know, right now she doesn't have open wound or something. Why I say that is because remember laser can also be used to treat acne. But it's a different head, all recharges heads, but it can be set to treat different kind of issues, yes? Yeah. So, and then after that, now she's gonna apply the sensibilities, and after that, we're going to treat the face.
So this could be very friendly for men, yeah? Men are hairy.
Yes, but you see, they have to be disciplined because it takes consistent. You can come do it for 1 week or two and then say you're done. Once you start, this is a relationship that might take a year or two. Some people it takes that long, yeah. But again, if you're somebody who doesn't like shaving all the time, like I said, start by reducing the hair growth, so that your hair, if maybe you find if you are shaving every day, now you're not shaving every day after you've done your 6-12 treatment, right? Then eventually you find, oh, I'm going a long time without shaving, yeah.
And so some of them develop some I don't know what
bump
after their bumps.
Yes.
So you said this is going to save.
Exactly, because that bump is caused by something we call ingrown hair. Now what happened is, if you shaved using let's say whatever machine the men use, or the lasers that are used in the kinyosis, the barber shop and stuff, and then the hair, if it maybe your hair grows facing this way, but now you shaved it going this way, and then when the hair was growing, it curled itself, and now it's facing the skin, and it starts going back inside the skin because the pores is open, and then it curls itself inside the skin and it's trying to shoot out again. You're left with a bump. That's what we call laser bump, yeah? And now when you come, we put a different kind of head, and we treat those bumps with that. You know what I mean? Yes. But now for her, she doesn't have bump. She's got a beautiful skin. We are honestly just doing skin rejuvenation. And actually, Sharon, I'm going to use the same head. So yeah, for photo rejuvenation. She doesn't have any skin issues that I need to change the head like that.
As the country gears up for possible BBI referendum and 2022 general elections,
as the salvos enter too familiar territory,
William Ruto will serve his 5-year term as the deputy president.
Pundits Night is here to give you powerful, thought-provoking political commentaries.
The mountain can produce a country.
give Moses Kuria a chance to respond. Let me ask you this: are you not taking advantage of first my situation?
You talk about the people with the ultimate power.
Kikuyus will vote for somebody from outside their community to be the next president of this country.
We talk to the newsmakers, the opinion shapers, and the pundits.
Fair enough. I believe
that part so that I don't lose.
As we dissect everything you need to know to make an informed decision. How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates.
The position of the Prime Minister will go to a party with the most elected members.
I clearly know that neither Raila nor Ruto are in the work plan on the roadmap for transition as far as the government is concerned.
Informative health discussions, business, farming, Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs, and music bands.
Back to the seasons of my years.
Every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Did you know that your business keeps our economy running?
You need the skill, not the papers.
Always tell yourselves, one day at a time. You can't do everything under one roof.
Over time, I've had to realize that good things take time.
The Grind, every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Before the markets open, farmers begin their day, each with a desire to produce the best. But how can they increase the numbers, maintain the standards,
Aitoi ile garlic inafaa itoi, that standard garlic,
reduce the cost,
we spread our risk,
and yet remain the best? Kilimo Diaries, every Sunday when the clock hits 7:30 p.m.
I think women, we go through so many. Yeah. I feel like we need to share with the men some of these things.
But men can never understand. Never understand.
Okay, so we're ready? We're gonna do it start row because I don't know how she's gonna handle it. Are you okay, my love?
I'm good.
We're gonna start this again.
Okay.
So this time we're doing on the face, so it might be a different sensation. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. But I'm really starting it raw, so you should be okay. So here we go. So we're gonna start with. How are you feeling?
It's a bit hot, but okay.
A bit hot? We lowered it. You wanna lower more than that?
No, I cannot do it.
Can you handle? Are you sure? Okay, bite your lips for me. Thank you. Me? So Timeless Medical Spa has been open now. It's going to be 6 years in July. Yeah. But before this, I worked outside the country. I think people need more training and teaching the importance of this treatment, because there are some people, when they hear laser, they just think of radiation. That's radiation. I think it's going to cause cancer, which is all myth, because these days, almost every hospital you go now, they have some sort of laser that is being used for treating different diseases and different issues, right? So, and that's why I'm telling you, it's important to educate our client to learn more about lasers and what they are used for, and ask questions about the laser being used, and make sure that the person also doing it to you or for you know what they're doing. Yeah, I think that's very important. I know, you feel it more on your neck, right? It's a bit sensitive. Because you don't get your neck touched a lot. Those are areas that don't get used, and so you feel it even more. I'm going to stop it for a minute to give you that little break. How are you doing? You doing okay? Can we pull it a little bit on this side? Of course, like any other very rarely, but like any other treatment, and that's why you see a stop, start, stop, start, because you have to be trained to observe somebody's skin and know whether it's reacting. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move to this other side now, and let's look at her skin there. It looks good. So I'm gonna start the treatment now. Is that okay? Oh, okay.
That is a bit different in how people embrace this in comparison to what happens in the country.
Yes, a lot of people, even though laser has been done for many years now, but I feel a lot of people in Kenya are not yet open-minded about laser. But I feel it's lack of education about the laser, you know? That's what I feel is lacking. Or fear of the unknown. They feel like, I don't understand this treatment, so you know what I mean? But I'm here to tell them it's a very good treatment if it's done the right way, but it requires one to be very patient. it's one of those treatments that require patience. As you can see, my client is really feeling it, so we're going to turn it off and look at her skin again and reduce. It means the intensity we are doing, it's higher for her, she's not able to handle it well, so we're going to reduce the intensity. So turn it on and reduce the intensity. Are you okay? We can continue?
Yes, we can.
All right. I'm starting again. Okay, so I'm going to go on the forehead. This one you're going to feel a little bit because of the bone. So tell me, but I think reduce it a little bit. We're going to even reduce it even more because on the forehead it can be a little bit sensitive because of the bone. So she feels the laser heat more. So we're going to just reduce it to comfortable intensity. Are we ready? Okay.
Timeless is a medical spa.
Timeless is a medical spa. We are actually a clinic.
A clinic.
We are actually a clinic recognized by the Board of Doctors, Nurses and Dentists in Kenya. We do have our license renewed every year. So yeah, because remember, some of this treatment need to be done by a medic. Yeah. So yeah, you'll find.
So patients would be recommended, would be referred to you.
Yes, well, I would love that phenomenon to work a lot in Kenya, but I find in Kenya, because I'm trained abroad, when I worked abroad, that phenomenon used to work a lot, that you can have some doctor referring client to you for the treatment they can do, because if you go to your general doctor, if they don't deal with laser, then they should refer the person. But in Kenya, I find, again, that's lacking. Sorry. That's lacking, but we hope we get there.
But there's certainly some of the treatments that you do here,
yeah.
A patient would be recommended for by a doctor.
Yes, like laser technician, me, I'm a medical esthetician, right? So I'm a laser technician, I'm trained to do lasers. But yeah, you can find doctors who are trained and doctors who are not trained. But then again, dermatologists, most of them are technicians. They are trained how to use these gadgets, right? Yeah. It all depends with what did somebody decide to specialize in, you know? Yeah. Like I said, on the forehead can be a little bit sensitive. And we also have to be careful not to go on her eyebrows and zap her eyebrows. No, because you see, with eyebrows you want to shape them, right? We are in the business of removing the hair, right? So for me, maybe there's somebody out there who does it, but as for me, no, I don't do eyebrow with it. I'll go on top of her nose. Very good for what we call afterline. That's where I'm going now, just to stimulate collagen there. I'm gonna go on the other side. And I think I'm gonna repeat one more on the neck and we should be done. So I can have her put her neck like that, and we're just gonna do it right there and she should be good to go. Again, we're not gonna do with high intensity. We're trying to go slow on her. Now for anybody at home who have questions for me, I know they do, like how much is this treatment? How much does it cost? It is not an expensive treatment because it's not a one-time treatment, so therefore you need to do so many treatments. If we were just treating her on the shin just to remove the hair there, that one at Timeless Medical Spa we charge 3,000. If we are doing the whole face, we charge you 6,000. So you see, it's very affordable. So people don't suffer in silence at home. Give this a try. Exactly.
There are places where it's very sensitive. So sometimes you can breathe.
Yeah.
Not be very good.
Yeah. So I feel like she's received very good treatment. You know, the laser will scatter and just treat everywhere in the skin. And so we just make sure we look at her skin, just make sure it's okay. So we're gonna ice it down now. And then after that, we're going to apply some product, and we cannot at this time avoid applying anything active ingredient in the skin. And we're gonna apply sunscreen. Sunblock is a must after laser treatment. Remember, this heat is still in the skin, inside the skin. So there's a few things I'm going to explain to my client here to avoid today. One of them will be, you can go sunbathing. You now can remove these two so she can relax a little bit. She can go sunbathing after the laser. Avoid a hot bath, you know, and even very spicy food, you know, because you have the heat in the skin just for the next, I would say, for the next 24 hours, you know. So you can't do laser treatment and then land in the beach. You know, like do this laser treatment and then go, I'm going to the beach today in Mombasa. Again, those are the things that people do. You ignore the advice you're given by your laser technician to after, and then you find yourself in trouble. That's when people get post-hyperpigmentation. So those are the few things to avoid. And remember what we said, please hydrate. The more water you drink, the better the skin recover sooner. Yeah.
It's a wrap. It's as easy as that. Oh, sunscreen.
Yeah, now we're going to apply all that and sunscreen, because we cannot let her live here without sunscreen. And we're going to trust that she's going to be using sunscreen for the next 1 week. It's very important. And the hair, again, whatever hair that is treated will be falling off by itself anyway. Yeah. And that's how the laser treatment works.
It's not like you follow the
No, so remember.
You, so where does the hair go?
Remember what we say. The laser will only treat the hair that is on the growth. If it's dead, it's not going to be treated. If it's going to be lasting, which we call lasting mode, it's not going to, you know, your hair, even your head hair, is there a time you see that it has a lot of growth, it's growing. And there's a time you're like, this hair is not going anywhere. It's just staying there and you're like, I need a trim. You know, when you go to the salonist, they tell you your hair needs trim in order for it to continue growing. It means it has gotten to a place where it's just lasting. Yeah, but actually there's scientific names for it. But I'm sure people, if I start using this anagen, telogen, exactly, it's stages of hair. So the hair will fall by itself if it got treated from the root, because remember we were targeting hair shaft from the root. It will fall off by itself if it got a good treatment.
I don't know. I think for a moment I lost it.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
Yes, that's how it doesn't. You don't see it falling at. Oh my God, that hair. The only thing you see it falling, it's what next time maybe that is the treatment we will do with you. It's something we call electrolysis hair removal. Now that one we use a probe, and that one we go straight and burn it from root, and that one you see it falling. Now that's a different treatment for those people that laser don't work, but it's also a very tedious and very painful. We numb your skin first. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, but it should fall by itself. Maybe Shalon will be a bit kind and pluck like the one she has right here, so she doesn't go home with it. But the rest will fall. Whatever was treated should fall by itself.
Like approximately how long?
Like I said, it could be 24 hours, could be 48 hours, because like I said, the heat is still in the skin working for the next 24 hours. Yes. So any other question?
This is incredible.
Did you enjoy the treatment?
Did you? I loved the process.
Did you enjoy the treatment?
Yes, I did.
I know. So, so laser, it's a good treatment for whoever is looking to rejuvenate their skin. Also, what I like about it, it doesn't have a lot of downtime. A lot of skin can be red, a little bit blushed kind of thing. and that phenomenon will go away after 2 hours. Her skin could be also very dry, and that's why you see we are hydrating it. Those are side effects that you feel immediately after the laser. Yeah, but having said that, laser is a good treatment for anybody who is over the age of 18. If you want to do hair removal or you want just for rejuvenation, it's a good treatment.
Oh, how about I meet you here next time for the laser treatment? It is worth a deal. I am eagerly waiting to meet the client sometimes back, and I mean sometimes after it, and we get to see just what it would be like. But certainly it is worth a treatment. Sometimes you just go out of your way and treat yourself, so at least you can look good. Sometimes you say you work so hard, you make so much money, but all this money is used by somebody else. Why don't you love yourself for a moment and find your way into Timeless Medical Spa and see what it is that they can do for you? Thank you so much for keeping it Morning Cafe.